Well, you mentioned the benefit to the consumers. Our prices are noticeably lower, and that's the exciting benefit from this end of our business model. When there's no middlemen, you eliminate their profit margins, and then consumers have better access to products at better prices. On the production side of it, though, it's also an exciting movement because without those middlemen, not only are you getting rid of their profit margins, you're also getting rid of their exploitation of these artists. And, so workers are able to receive the full benefit of their work. They're able to, through economies of scale, benefit from selling their products in our U.S. consumer market. That they're able to receive gainful employment. We're creating jobs for people in developing countries where unemployment is one of the biggest issues they face. Out of desperation, a lot of these workers are forced to contribute to sweatshop models where they are exploited for cheap labor. So for the artists to be a part of our fair trade mission is very exciting because they're able to receive work that will actually benefit them, where they can actually work their way out of poverty, start to support their families, even with the basics, the food, clothing, and shelter, but then begin to invest in healthcare and education for their families. We've noticed significant differences in the lives of these artists. Once they start to supply through our fair trade mission, the quality of life is just drastically different from the norm of sweatshop production.
Yes, this is what I think is so fascinating. And for anyone who's listening, I would really implore you to visit, again, the website, and we're going to give that later on in the program, because, this is not a handout. It's a hand up. This is a program that clearly is helping others to better themselves, and I just think it's fascinating. Now, we talk, the artisans work directly with the cooperatives, and the merchandise is shipped to the United States at warehouses, which are run by volunteers. Well, who are these warehouses? I thought I read something online about a partnership even with Wittenberg University. I don't know if they help to distribute. Can you elaborate on that?
Yes. We recently partnered with Wittenberg University. They are a Lutheran-affiliated university, so it's nice to make the connection to our Lutheran Church in Kenya. Our main warehouse for distribution of our website orders is now located at the university, and they're using our Fair Trade business plan as a case study for their entrepreneurial program. And these entrepreneurial students are able to get real-world work experience, through things like our warehousing, inventory management. They're also working on different marketing strategies. And it's an exciting way for these students to not only get real-world experience, so they can graduate with experience on their resume, but also to learn the balance between philanthropy and business, and how the two can go hand in hand. It's exciting to get our future business leaders involving like fair trade. And it's exciting that Wittenberg University has been willing to be a part of that. They've got an amazing entrepreneurial program that is coming out of this, and everything's on their website too. It's wittenberg.edu if you'd like to get some more information.
Wow, that's fascinating. The program that you're involved with, and it not only helps the artisans, but to even help students. It's very well rounded, and there are different types of fair trade programs. Obviously, yours isn't the only one, but what I really liked about yours is that you say that you give 50% back to the artisans, but you don't just give 50% of the profits back to them in any type of way. You give it back in very special ways. Can you explain a little bit about the grants and the microloans and how you give the 50% back and how that works?
Sure, that's one thing that really distinguishes Village Markets of Africa from other fair trade missions. The basic definition of fair trade is really just purchasing something directly from a producer at a fair local price. And that's certainly a step in the right direction away from sweatshops. However, it's really just the beginning of the story. Purchasing something at a fair local price is often not enough to really enable someone to work their way out of poverty. They're dealing with multiple issues of healthcare and basic food provision, nutrition, education, things like that. And to really escape the clutches of poverty, people need more than what is available locally. And so fair trade is providing, a fair local price without any sweatshops or any exploitative middlemen. But where we make our largest impact on poverty alleviation is in our profit-sharing model. It's one of the most exciting parts of my job is taking the money that we've made from these sales and going back to Kenya to work on development projects for these cooperatives. And so through the church and through this the cooperative management structure, we're able to give grants for production upgrades. For instance, there's a group of women I mentioned that make wool products, and we're able to go back and we bought them a kick press loom. So they went from making 5 scarves in a day to making 75 scarves in a day.
Wow.
And when you look at their production abilities, now they supply us with our wool scarves, and now they're also supplying hotel gift shops around Kenya with their products, and they're looking to export to other markets around the world. So it's a lot of times just paying someone a local wage isn't enough. We do grants and microcredit lending to build the foundation for these artists from where they can actually sustainably work their way out of poverty. Just the local wage isn't enough. They need a strong foundation from where they can succeed in finding new markets and expanding their production, and that's really where we make the most impact, is in that profit sharing, not necessarily in the basic fair trade relationship.
Boy, that's amazing. You guys, the program is just really phenomenal. I know you touched a little bit about the fundraising portion of it, but if you could just talk briefly again about the fundraising and give us the website in case somebody's listening. I don't know if this is just for churches or anybody could say, hey, I think I want to partner with you and we'll have a fundraiser. Talk a little bit more about that and then give your website and phone number so that if one of our listeners is interested in partnering with you, they can.
Yes. Well, let me give you the website and phone number before I forget. Our website is villagemarketsofafrica.com. Our phone number is 888-4VMA-STORE. And you can email us through the website, or you can email me directly, Jacob, Jacob, at villagemarketsofafrica.com. As far as the fundraisers, that we have a few different options that are available. Like you mentioned, most of the fundraising we do is through the church network around the U.S. If a church would like to host fair trade sales, we'll send products out free of charge. The church keeps a percentage of sales, 10% of sales, and the rest, anything that's left over, and the money gets sent back to our fair trade mission then in Kenya. So it's a lot of churches, like when I was in school, we went out and sold candy bars and things out of a catalog, and the school made very little money doing it. So in looking at finding meaningful ways to raise money, churches can support our fair trade mission and kind of complete that circle of helping people work their way out of poverty as they raise money to support their own mission projects.